Hijacking is bad. Carjacking is bad. Newsjacking is awesome. So let's talk about what it is and how you can use it. My name's Chris Hargraves. This is Digital Marketing Mastery series for lawyers, and you can find more of this kind of stuff at digitalmarketingforlawyers.com. Newsjacking. Have you heard the term before? Have you not? Can you figure out what it is just from the term? It is the idea of taking a recent development in the news and putting your personal spin or commentary or analysis on it or a topic related to it in order to attract a little bit more attention and in order to ensure that your content is relevant to what people care about. What's an example? If you're an immigration lawyer and you happen to work in the United States at the moment, you have plenty to be working with. Now, that's going to unfortunately date this particular podcast, but as I'm recording this, there's been a certain amount of brouhaha as a consequence of the Trump administration and various things happening at the Mexican-US border. All of those events, which are happening, frankly, regularly, are ripe candidates for newsjacking of some kind. But the concern, of course, is that you end up commentating on something where you only have half the facts or none of the available information. And so you need to be cautious about simply commentating, but rather what you can do is tie the events to your practice area when you can actually share something about a broader topic. So if we take immigration, you may or may not choose to actually comment on a particular fracas that occurred at the US-Mexican border, but what you can comment on is what is the appropriate method of entry for asylum seekers coming from Mexico to the US? Where are the entry points and what are people supposed to do? What is the average processing time for asylum seekers into the US coming through those particular entry points? What paperwork do you need to complete? How do you complete it? Is it unlawful to do X? Is it unlawful to do Y? All of these things might be ways of tying into that news story without necessarily getting caught up in the politics of that news story if you don't want to. So that is a way that you can ensure that you're having timely and relevant content, but at the same time not getting caught up in necessarily offering a view that's going to alienate or ostracize people that you don't want to alienate or ostracize. What might be another example? If, say, a large construction company goes into administration or liquidation and you have expertise in administration or liquidation, you can use that as an opportunity just to hook into that news story about some of the more technical details. What's going to happen next? Who's going to do what? How does the voting process work? Can companies terminate their contracts with this company if it's just gone into administration? All sorts of other things that you can tie into using your expertise. Now, you may have already written articles about these things in the past, and so you can always link back to them with a relevant comment to make it timely and approachable by people. Why does this help? Firstly, people like current news. They like following current news. They like investigating things that are happening. And so it can be helpful just to make it clear that you are actually on top of what's happening in your industry and things that are relevant to your industry. Secondly, though, what this can do is actually get you a certain amount of attention from reporters or journalists and have you be quoted or perhaps helping them with useful information as part of their inquiries and investigations. And those sorts of relationships can be good for you in the future and can really help your personal brand. So if something's happening that you can comment on, even if it's only a short post on social media or a short blog post or a short live video, as I've discussed recently, be prepared to give it a go. But the trick is you've got to do it quickly. Carjackings don't happen slowly, they happen quickly. It's the same with newsjacking. If you're going to jump on a news story, you've got to do it fast. And the faster you are, the better. So make sure you get onto it. Don't sit there for 5 days researching what's going on if you don't have to. Get right onto it and offer a comment. Reach out to people if you want to. And just let them know, hey, I've done a thing on this particular topic. You might find it useful if you're researching in relation to XYZ that I saw you were reporting on. That's it. That's newsjacking. There's a lot more we could share about that, and we probably will in the future. But for now, be prepared to give it a go, but don't do it slowly. You cannot get caught up in bureaucratic nonsense on this. You've got to get it out if you want it to be effective. That's all I got. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, ask a question, leave a comment. My battery's going flat, so I'm going to end this now.